Hello and welcome to this reality check exclusive that is coming to you from Bhubaneswar in Orissa. We're at the residence of Naveen Patnaik, four-time Chief Minister of Orissa and a key player in the battleground of 2019. Now, normally we would be filming with Mr. Patnaik on the campaign trail, but here we are getting a rare glimpse of Mr. Patnaik doing his morning exercises, and there is a political symbolism to this as well, because there's a perception that Mr. Patnaik is fighting, that he's not in good health, that he's somehow infirm, and he wants to suggest that he is in fact fighting fit. Mr. Patnaik, thank you very much for seeing us and giving us a chance to catch you doing your workout. Now, just to understand, this is something that you do every day, is it? Is this a regular part of your routine?
Absolutely.
Okay. This is not something as cynics would suggest that is just being done for the sake of our cameras.
No. I do these exercises every morning.
So, a typical routine would involve what? We saw you doing a bit of jogging, you're now doing cycling.
Cycling, weightlifting, leg exercises, all of that.
All of that. Now, Mr. Patnaik, tell us, where did this impression surface that somehow you're not fully physically fit, fully mentally fit?
I'm sure that it's one of our ex-MPs who spread this rumor, I think, for political gains.
I see. When you say an ex-MP, are you referring to Mr. Jay Panda?
I am.
Why do you believe that he would have spread such a rumor?
I think for his own personal political ambitions.
In other words, the fact that he was already positioning himself to take you on, to leave the party?
He was trying to.
I see. But you're saying all this is rubbish, all this is a rumor, and you've been, doing your routine and you're out there campaigning?
Absolutely.
So, a typical morning would involve you doing your workout, and then what happens next? You get ready and...
I have my bath and I go to work.
All right. Okay, Mr. Patnaik, we'll of course look forward to spending more time with you on the campaign trail, but for the moment we'll let you get on with your exercises.
Thank you.
Before we speak of Odisha, I first want to ask you about the national picture. And there's one narrative that the BJP is coming back in a big way. There's a return of a Modi wave. Do you see that at all?
I think people are very disappointed with unemployment, with the farmers' financial crisis, and various other promises that were made and not fulfilled.
So
that is a genuine matter.
So you don't see any big Modi wave or any big surge for the BJP from where you are standing?
I see no national party having a majority. So therefore, regional parties will have a bigger role to play.
So you're saying that this could almost be like a hung situation then? A hung parliament with no party, no national party getting a majority?
Whoever has the largest majority will find allies, I think.
Okay. Now, Mr. Patnaik, there was one school of thought which believed that what you were saying was the case, that no national party was getting a majority, but that after these airstrikes, the BJP's got a big boost, a big advantage. You see that at all?
I understand that's quite fizzled out now.
So whatever impact of the Balakot strikes and all of that, you're saying that's fizzled out?
Now it's back to normal politics.
Okay. But Mr. Patnaik, when you talk about the fact that regional parties will have a say, they will determine what sort of shape a government in New Delhi will take, you've been very cryptic about where you stand on all this. Where do you stand on this? Who would you like to support, if at all?
We will support anyone who's for the best advantage of Odisha.
Okay. So it could be a Congress-led coalition, it could be a BJP-led coalition. You don't have any preferences?
In fact, our policy is to remain equidistant from the BJP and the Congress.
All right.
So we will see. Indeed, it's doubtful whether we'll join up with either of them.
Oh, it may be a possibility that you may not join either.
Exactly, as we've done in the past.
But in the past, you have been part of the NDA. You were part of NDA 1.
That was
Do you
a
see
long
that?
time ago.
Yes, that was a long time ago. You subsequently went your own way.
Yeah.
But would you at least be able to differentiate between both in terms of between the Congress and the BJP? Would you say which one is a bigger challenge for you? Who is, as they put it, enemy number one?
I don't treat either of them as enemies.
As rivals?
But neither do I treat them as friends, no.
Okay. But who would be a bigger rival for you, a bigger threat for you politically?
At the moment, I see it as the NDA.
The NDA is the bigger threat.
Yeah.
So tell me about that, Mr. Patnaik, because, you know, all these years, the Congress was your main opponent here.
Indeed.
Now the BJP seems to have been making rapid strides.
Yeah.
Are you concerned at all?
I'm not, as the results will show at these elections.
You see no great threat from the BJP?
No, not in Odisha.
But Mr. Patnaik, almost every opinion poll so far is suggesting that the BJP is doing extremely well. They are, gaining 10, 15 seats.
Not in Odisha. I don't see that in Odisha.
You don't see that at all?
No.
What about the local body elections in 2017, where the BJP's numbers increased? They were only 36 Zilla Parishad seats in 2012 that went up to almost 300 in 2017.
We were careless in doing that election. We made it up steadily after that.
I see. What was the mistakes that you made there?
First of all, I didn't campaign. None of our people took it very seriously.
Okay.
They thought it would be a wave.
You thought it would be a wave?
They thought it would be a wave.
Oh, your people thought it would be a
Yeah.
wave. But you're saying you've now remedied that.
Absolutely.
And Mr. Patnaik, the fact that you've had a number of your senior leaders leave you, Jay Panda, for example, that's not a problem?
That's not a problem. As long as the 4.5 crore people of Odisha are with us, it's no problem.
But explain to us why someone like Mr. Panda, who describes himself as one of the founding members of the BJD, why would he leave?
First of all, he's not a founding member. Secondly, his overriding ambition.
Okay.
He was a man in a hurry
His ambition was what?
to take my post, what else?
I see. And you're saying that he didn't want to wait around for that. He was
Exactly.
getting impatient.
Man in a hurry.
But he wasn't a founding member of the BJD as
He
he's
was
been
not,
claiming.
not at all. He
But-
only joined the BJD when he became a Rajya Sabha MP, which was much later.
But the fact, sir, that he's a senior leader of the party and the fact that he's an MP from Kendrapada, doesn't that become a problem? You might lose that seat. You might lose a certain cachet.
I think it's most unlikely. We have a very strong candidate from our party there.
Okay. But Mr. Patnaik, Jay Panda's allegation was that the nature of the BJD has changed in the past several years. It's no longer the BJD of your father who founded it. Now the party has been hijacked, as it were. It is being run by proxy. Bureaucrats are running the government.
First of all, my father didn't start this party. Secondly, the cry about bureaucrats has always been there from 2000 onwards.
Okay.
But as you can see, the people give us more seats in every election.
But to that specific allegation that the government / party is being run by bureaucrats, you would say what?
I would say it's nonsensical.
It's complete nonsense.
Absolutely.
So who's in charge then? Who's taking the decisions?
The government, the ministers,
And you.
and me.
So there's no proxy remote controlling of the BJD that's going on, any of that.
None of that.
And of course, health-wise, we just saw you earlier working out and all of that. So it's not as if ill health is keeping you from discharging your duties.
Not at all. I'm fighting fit.
About the fact that, Mr. Patnaik, you're saying that the BJD is not facing any threat. But somewhere, sir, do you feel that the fact that you've now been in power for close to 20 years, you're a 4-time chief minister,
Yeah.
somewhere do you sense that there could be voter fatigue? People want change?
Not in Odisha, not in Odisha.
Not even now?
No.
Okay. And why is that? I mean, you've got a number of schemes that you've
We've got
implemented.
excellent development schemes, welfare programs.
Okay.
All that is going very well. And that's why the people will vote for us.
Tell me a little bit about the schemes that you think have made a difference. Particularly, you recently introduced a scheme called Kalia, which is a kind of income transfer to farmers.
That's going to be of great help to the farmers and the rural sector, yes.
Okay. And those who see that, the scheme is a kind of proxy for almost a bribe to the voters.
That is not true. It's for the development of farmers. Also, Odisha, when I took over in 2000, was known for its terrible poverty.
Right.
Now it's known for the maximum reduction in poverty. We have raised 8 million people above the poverty line.
So there is statistics to back all this up.
Absolutely. Also, the natural calamities, Odisha government was known not to have handled them. Now we've received international acclaim
Right.
in controlling the disasters that befall
Okay.
a calamity. In fact, the UN,
Yes.
the United Nations, have complimented us on this.
Okay. But Mr. Patnaik, I want to ask you, you say you're not worried, but the fact is that your critics say you're fighting 2 seats this time, not 1.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, there was a tremendous demand from Western Odisha to stand, and that's what I'm doing so.
So you're fighting from your traditional seat, which is in Ganjam, which is in the coastal part of Orissa,
And from Western.
and from Western, and that you're saying is because of a demand, not because of any threat or anything.
No.
Okay. But just to come back to where we started, about the fact that you're saying it's going to be a coalition, the alliances, though that's going to be crucial. Regional parties will play a role. You're keeping yourself equidistant. But some would say that the BJD's decisions in the past 5 years have indicated that you're more on the side of the NDA than the UPA. You backed the presidential candidate of the NDA. You backed the deputy chairperson of, the Rajya Sabha of the NDA. Why did you do that?
We thought that was the best candidate. And there's certainly no leaning towards the NDA.
So those decisions don't indicate a tilt towards them. How would you rate Mr. Modi, though, as Prime Minister?
Well, you can see his employment program has fallen flat. His the rural economy problems are huge now, and so are the financial problems. Those are 3 strong indications.
So that's not a very flattering rating.
No, it isn't, but it's true.
And Rahul Gandhi, how would you rate him?
He still has to struggle a little more.
I see. He's not fully there yet.
I don't think so, no.
Okay. But Mr. Patnaik, there have been a number of these different gatherings where opposition parties have got together to say that democracy is under threat, we need to join hands because of the manner in which the NDA government, the Modi government is behaving. You've not taken part in any of those. Why?
No, because they lent a bit to the NDA, forgive me, to the UPA, so we kept out of it for the time being.
I see. But do you agree with their broad thesis that there is a threat to democracy under this particular government, the way institutions are being attacked?
I think it is there indeed.
There is a threat.
Yeah.
Right now, as we speak, the opposition is up in arms because there are a series of IT raids that are going on, almost entirely against opposition leaders and chief ministers. Your thoughts on that?
I think it's most unfortunate, because it seems to be politically motivated, yes.
You think this is political vendetta?
Yeah.
But again, that's my whole point. We don't hear you coming out, speaking up against this. Why not?
I haven't done so as yet.
Okay.
At the appropriate time, I will.
I just had a question for you as a journalist, where the question of freedom of speech is something that's very important, not just to us in the media, but overall. That there was this journalist, analyst, whatever you call him, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, who came here, he cracked a joke at the Konark temple. He had to spend almost 44 days in jail. Was that necessary?
That was a case taken up by various societies, and the court decided it.
Okay. But before that, he was arrested by your government. He had to apologize before the assembly. Wasn't that excessive?
Well, he had insulted the assembly, he'd insulted the media, he'd insulted our most important temples. So some action was taken for a few days.
I'm only asking you because you're seen as someone who is of a liberal bent of mind, someone who would champion the idea of free speech. But those particular incidents seem to question that.
No, we had nothing to do with it.
I just wanted to ask you a little bit about you as a person, because we rarely get a glimpse of you. You are, of course, very active in public life. But do you at all miss your life before politics?
No, I don't, not really.
No?
I'm 72 now,
Yes.
and I'm concentrating on governance.
But is there ever a moment of loneliness?
Not really, no.
Mr. Patnaik, well, just talking about your life before you joined politics, here are some books which you produced. This one is on Indian courtly life. Second Paradise. Which year was this? Would you remember?
This was, my God.
It says 1985 here.
There you are.
And this was what? This is a passion at one time?
It was, yes indeed.
All this is now behind you?
Alas.
And about the BJD itself, is there a succession plan?
Well, I'm still quite fit, don't you think?
You are.
And at the appropriate time, the people will choose the leader.
Your sister, was
No.
she at all ever interested?
She's never interested.
Never part of it?
Never.
Okay. Mr. Patnaik, thank you very much indeed for talking to us. We are going to join you on the campaign trail now, and we'll see you in full campaign mode. So we are now here in Kalahandi. We have travelled almost 350 kilometers by helicopter to this Kalahandi Lok Sabha constituency where Naveen Patnaik has just landed, and he is going to be doing a road show from this bus. This is one of the most backward regions of this state, and it's a chance for us to see how Mr. Patnaik, this reclusive politician, interacts with the people of his state. कालाहांडी ये तो बहुत ही बैकवर्ड डिस्ट्रिक्ट माना जाता है, बहुत पिछड़ा. अभी नवीन के आने से कुछ अच्छा हुआ है इधर, या वैसा का सेम है? वैसे
नहीं, सेम तो नहीं है. हाँ. कुछ भी परिवर्तन हुआ है.
कुछ परिवर्तन हुआ है. और बीजेपी नरेंद्र मोदी
भी ठीक है.
नरेंद्र मोदी अच्छा है.
हाँ, सेंट्रल में नरेंद्र मोदी ठीक है.
नरेंद्र मोदी अच्छा है. सेंटर में.
हाँ.
स्टेट में नवीन
है.
अगर मोदी और नवीन एक साथ हो जाए ना तो दुनिया बहुत बदल जाएगा.
अच्छा, दोनों साथ हो जाएगा तो बदल जाएगा. अच्छा, थोड़ा अगर आप हाथ उठा के बता सकते हैं, आप में से लोकसभा में कितना लोग बीजेपी मोदी को वोट करेंगे? अगर हाथ उठा के बता सकते हैं. अच्छा, आप सब मोदी को वोट करेंगे? अच्छा, हाथ उठा के बीजेडी को कितना वोट करेंगे विधानसभा में? अच्छा, सब बीजेडी को वोट डाल रहे हैं, लेकिन लोकसभा में बीजेपी. अच्छा, क्या मोदी के बारे में, बीजेपी के बारे में क्या अच्छा लगता है?
क्योंकि अभी तक जितना हमारा 3-4 साल मतलब अभी जो 2 बार जीता है मोदी, अभी भी कुछ ऐसा काम नहीं किया है जिससे कुछ उसके लिए घृणा लगे. बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. नोटबंदी हुआ और जितने प्रकार के नए स्वच्छता अभियान ये सब किए हैं, सब बहुत अच्छे किए हैं और बहुत अच्छे से चला रहे हैं. और पहले रात से ये रात थोड़ा भी अच्छा लग रहा है, इसलिए लेकिन कोई जिताना चाहेंगे लोकसभा में.
आपको क्यों मोदी अच्छे लगते हैं?
क्योंकि मोदी आज तक जितना भी हमारे अभी भारत में अभी शहीद हुए थे, उसका बदले भी 360 लोग को हमने मारा. तो मोदी एक ग्रेट पीएम है हमारे इंडिया के लिए.
दीदी, हम इनसे पूछना चाह रहे हैं किन को वोट करना चाहते हैं ये इस बार?
नवीन को.
नवीन को?
हाँ।
इनसे भी पूछ सकते हैं?
हाँ पूछ सकते हैं। क्या क्या बोल रहे हो? नवीन के ना? नवीन के बोल रहे हैं। हाँ नवीन को बोल रहे हैं।
नवीन को बोल रहे हैं?
हाँ।
सब नवीन को?
हाँ सब।
और लोकसभा चुनाव में किसको वोट डालेंगे? ये
जो बाहर देश का
नहीं, जैसे अभी 2 चुनाव है यहाँ पे,
एक
प्रदेश
चुनाव
के लिए है और लोकसभा
बीजेपी
के
को और
लिए।
एक चुनाव नवीन को।
Quite a few of them are saying that they would like to vote for Naveen Patnaik for the assembly elections. They say he's done good work, but for the Lok Sabha elections, there seem to be a fair number of BJP supporters and Modi fans here.
4.5 कोटी उड़ीसा वासी मोर परिवार आपन माने मोटे आशीर्वाद करो तो सब कुछ नो वोट दो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जुहार रवि बल्ले जिंदाबाद 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 रवि बल्ले जिंदाबाद 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 रवि बल्ले जिंदाबाद जिंदाबाद।
This election, I was told by your staff that you are campaigning at a much more grueling pace. They say that you're going to probably end up doing almost 150 public meetings.
Absolutely, that's correct.
And why the greater intensity this time, sir? Is it because it is going to be a much more of a keen contest this time?
Well, it is a 5th term, so you have to try hard.
You have to try harder. So you're doing 150 public meetings, that's out of 147 assembly seats, so that's almost 1 meeting per seat.
Absolutely.
And 1,000 kilometers by road.
That's right. Yes.
Never done this before at this pace.
No, I haven't. I haven't been on so many road shows.
This is the first road show. First extensive.
First
time road show.
Yeah.
So somewhere do you concede, Mr. Patnaik, that the BJP, particularly Mr. Modi, does pose to be a formidable adversary?
Not in Odisha, no.
Not in
I don't see that.
Okay. Perhaps in other parts of the country, but not here.
Not here.
Mr. Patnaik, do you consider the BJP a communal party?
I've always considered it a communal party.
Always, but because you were in partnership with them earlier.
Well,
So
they were less so that time. After Kondamal, I saw their true colors.
after the Kandamal incident where Graham Staines and his family was burned to death.
No, Kondamal came later.
Right. Oh, you're talking about the rioting and the violence.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you consider them even now to be communal.
I would think so, yes.
But then, if at all it comes to the question of support, would that not be a consideration for you?
I doubt it. No, I don't think so.
As in, I mean, what I meant is, wouldn't the fact that the BJP is communal according to you, wouldn't that come in the way of your extending support to them?
It certainly would. Yes, it would.
It would. I see. But you were saying anyone who helps Orissa, you'll support them. They can turn around and say, we'll help Orissa. Then?
Well, I've seen they never have actually.
They never
So I don't believe them.
Okay. The only reason why I'm asking you is because some believe that you're not targeting Mr. Modi directly in your speeches and in your statements. Why is that?
Actually, I am. They're wrong, I think.
They're wrong. You are. Okay. And in your speeches, sir, what are the things that you focus on?
I focus on the success of our state government programs and the failure of central government schemes.
And in terms of language, do you find it a challenge to communicate in Odia?
No, not anymore, not at all.
You're fluent in Odia?
Quite fluent, yes.
Oh, I see. So when your critics say the Chief Minister of Odisha doesn't know Odia,
They're wrong about that.
they're wrong about that. All right, Mr. Patnaik, we'll follow you, we'll observe your campaign and how the crowds interact with you, which I'm sure must be for you quite an invigorating experience.
Thank you.
नौकरी न भाई और बॉडी मारे